What's going on? What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Sergeant Sosua, coming straight out the beautiful Sosua, Dominican Republic. And today I got a special guest. I got a young brother. I know y'all was getting on my line talking about I need some diversity in my interviews. It's all the old brothers. So I got a young brother that's, man, he's doing it, man. He's a Navy veteran, 28 years old. He's an artist. He does his music in Spanish and English. He graduated from American Airlines Pilot School. He's living in Puerto Plata, living his best life. I ran across his brother actually at a veteran clinic here in Sosua. Extremely well spoken, mature beyond his age. I'm privileged to have him on my platform today. We spoke earlier, me and him, and I just told him, man, hey, I appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate how you're showing young people how to live. So, without further ado, I would love to bring him in. My boy, my nephew, Mr. Al Rashad. What's going on, nephew? How's life treating you,
Hey,
man?
hey, man, you can't complain when you living in paradise. Ain't
Say
nothing to complain about.
that, man. Say that. Look, when you walk about mango trees and banana trees all day, it's hard to
Bro,
complain, bro.
it's facts, man.
Yeah, man. How's everything going, man?
Everything is beautiful, man. And like I said, for me, life has really been on the uphill climb. So I really enjoy it. And I also want to say thanks for having me on the platform as well. I see you
Oh,
doing
man.
your thing as well, and you connecting us brothers and everything. So, but it's
I
beautiful.
appreciate it.
So.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to get all the vets in formation, bro. That's my goal, man. To get us all in formation, man, so we can use these talents. We were talking earlier, and man, you're an artist. You got music on Spotify. Man, you graduated pilot school. Uh, like to be 28 years old with those accomplishments, man. It's really an honor for me to interview you, man, because you're really doing good things. You're positive. I know you in the community. I see you around all the time. You always smiling and kicking it with the OGs and stuff like that, man. So, hey, shout out to you, man. This is something I've been looking forward to. I know you've been busy, but I was like, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him before the end of the month. So I got a hold of you. That's what's up, man. So, um, kind of tell people your experience, like what what made your decision to live abroad as a veteran and live overseas? Kind of walk us through that whole transition for you.
So my drive for moving to another country that came from already. So I joined the military when I was 18. So I went straight from high school straight into the military, and then right after the military, went straight to flight school. So in that period, just constantly going from one thing to the other, there was really no break. So I really ain't never had no vacation, and so even the idea of going on vacation had dawned on me. But when I started looking at the current landscape of America with the active shootings and just not feeling safe going outside without having to look over my back and everything, it was just kind of like I was just always at home, kind of like living like an introvert. And I was just like, man, and then plus the cost of living. So I was like, man, I think I need to get up and move somewhere else. You know what I mean? Because I really had no reason to be in the United States. I was just sitting there thinking. And when it came to the music as well, I was, developing myself with the music and just trying to get better. Um, but I felt like with the rising cost of living, it was just going to compromise the music because at some point it was kind of like, okay, now I'm gonna probably have to do something in the music to make it trendy, like put in certain type of women in music videos, start rapping about some toxic stuff, you know what I mean, to try to gain some traction. And I didn't want to compromise my music like that. I wanted to be in an area where whether one person was listening, 100 people were listening, I can
Right,
always be me. I can always be authentic. And so
right.
for me, it was like, okay, let me get up and leave. And I was like, my plan was actually Spain, and that's actually where I was going. But I was like, yeah, let me stop by, DR, because I see
Little
everybody
pit
talking about
stop.
this. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
And
with your music, real quick, with your music,
mhm.
um, what does the DR did to inspire your music? Like, what do you think? I know you talked about you were gonna have to compromise some of your morals and values in the States because we all know, I'll say it, I don't mind. We like ratchet stuff at home. It's just what it
Mhm.
is. We promote it, right? We just promote
Yeah,
it. So as a musician, if you're trying to keep your integrity, I know your environment plays a big part.
very much.
So kind of kind of speak on how the environment helped you keep morally right when it came to your music.
The beautiful thing about like the Dominican women is the way that they view relationships, and not to even say that every relationship here is going to be good, but the difference, because I do R&B pop, so the difference between American here is I felt as well in America I couldn't really sing, make music about being vulnerable and how I really feel about a woman and be a little, mushy. I always felt like it was too, it was considered simp behavior, or girls were kind of
Right.
like too standoffish, like, you know what I mean? And girls value more toxic stuff. You see Chris Brown, for example, Party Next Door, Jacquees, it's all the same thing. But coming out here, I was able to be more vulnerable. Like, yeah, I want to speak my heart, my passion, because over here, they got bachata music. They love their merengue. They
I love
love
Rashad, bro.
women. Yeah. So that really was like the main thing for me. So
That's a man. Just like the country has inspired your music, it just inspired my peace. I tell other people I came here for peace, and these are some of the happiest, nicest, most peaceful people I've ever been around in my life. And you were talking about safety earlier. It's the safest place I ever
mhm.
lived in my life. I can walk around at 3 o'clock in the morning. I can walk around at 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't have to have a concealed carry. I don't have to have a knife somewhere hidden on my body. I'm not looking over my shoulder. I mean, if I am looking over my shoulder, just so I don't get hit by a moto. So
Yeah, no real
that's
time.
about it, right? That's it. So nah, you hit it on the nail, man. Safety, especially in our community, right? Where you from originally?
I was born in Maryland, in Prince George's County,
Maryland. Okay.
right next to Washington D.C. Yeah.
Oh, so like yeah, So, like you were talking about the safety aspect, man. Like I got tired of waking up and feeling like if I go to the store, if I go to the movie theater, if I have an incident of road rage, that might be the end of my life. And I've never had that fear or that uncomfortable feeling here. And I know you spoke about it, but just kind of talk about where you from and like how it's here is different, like the environments that you came from and where you're living at now.
So yeah, coming from that area, the DMV, where everything that everybody's pursuing is it's a little off. Everybody's
Yeah,
on that. Depends. I mean, not everybody's too materialistic, but everything's based on trends and all these different things that don't really matter. You know what I mean? And you go to the club over there nowadays, and it's just like it ain't fun like how it used to be back in the day. Like everybody dancing and whatever. Nowadays, it's just more about like getting to that VIP section, flexing. And here's another point I'm about to hit on: the difference between being over there in the States and being over here. Is this the first place where I can go and it'd be 40 brothers together and ain't nobody fighting. Everybody dapping, yo, what's good, man? You don't even know
yeah.
nobody, but yo, what's good, man? Yeah, yeah, da, da, da. Yo, you want a shot? Yeah, I got you, man. Stuff like that. But and even in the clubs and going to different places, like it's cool. You know what I mean? But in the States, like if you in the club, sometimes dudes be want to act like they hard. Like you might bump into somebody asking, "Oh, my bad." They be like, "Yeah, what's up, dog? Yeah, yeah, what you trying to do?" Like, yeah.
Yeah,
And that stuff just gets annoying. It's like, why are you trying to be all hard like that? You know what I mean? Like it really, I don't know. There's just something like wrong over there. But coming here was like the whole other side of the black community. Like, yo, this is
okay.
this is us. You know what I mean? And so being here, bro, those Jay-Z songs really be hitting. Like
Yeah,
God
it's different, right?
Did,
They hit
yeah,
different.
Family Feud, where Jay-Z talking about, yeah, I'm about the whole day with him,
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah. Yeah, y'all brothers still sipping this, y'all still sipping that. We
right.
over here, we doing, yeah, bro. Oh man.
It's lovely, man. I say this about the Sioux, and I would challenge any other place, any other country that a lot of brothers, people in general, live and expats live. So Sua is the only place I've ever been in my life where I can sit with somebody your age, all the way up to a man that's in his 70s, and we're all getting along, we're all laughing. It's not like I'm trying to teach you something. It's like, hey, brother, you here, I'm here. We got something in common already. We are both looking for something. We're both looking for peace. And that's what, I always say Sosua. With all the other stuff they want to talk about Sosua, that is the one thing in Sosua that I feel is unmatched in any country I've ever been in. And I'm sure you've been around the world. You might be able to speak on that a little bit too.
Yeah.
It's just a
So
beautiful place, man. It's a
yeah,
beautiful place. Yeah,
yeah.
man. So I know you originally you were in one place when we first met, and then you moved. You furnished your place. You did all that stuff. Kind of walk like if somebody's saying, "Okay, I want to come out there and I want to get an unfurnished place." Talk to me about some of the good and some of the bad. We do know we're in the DR. We know how things go sometimes. So just give us a little clue on how that experience was for you finding somewhere to live and then relocating to Puerto Plata.
Yeah. So when I first came into the country, because I was reading reviews online, so what I was reading from other expats, they were talking about, yeah, if you want to live anywhere in the country, you want to live in Santiago, that's the best place to live. So in my head, I was thinking like, okay, let me stay away from these tourist sites and everything. So I started Santiago, bro. It didn't even take me more than 24 hours, and I was already up out of there.
Stop.
And I was just like, something ain't right about it. And I've been to many places, so it don't really take me that long to really. I know people might say like, "Nah, you really didn't get into this, you didn't get it." No, I can
Mhm,
sense based on the vibe. It's military
mhm.
training, so I
Yeah,
got up,
yeah.
and, bro. I got up. The first thing I did, went straight to Sosua because I was like, before I go anywhere else in the country, I want to get Sosua out the way because I don't want
Yes.
to go nowhere else and then be like, "Oh, let me come right back and see what's up in
Mhm.
Sosua." You know what I mean? So I went to Sosua for a weekend, saw how it was, and when I arrived, I was like, man, where do I begin? But after that weekend, I came back to Puerto Plata. Well, I came to Puerto Plata. So I stayed in Puerto Plata for a month. At that time, I was
Okay.
living up in the hills and the mountains. Everything was beautiful. I was living among Dominicans. My Spanish was pretty decent at that time, but I really couldn't communicate with the Dominicans. And then the other key point is I didn't really know that there were a lot of veterans out here. Now,
Right.
when I was in Sosua and I was sitting at Roomba and I looked straight ahead, I see Javante. I'm like, okay, all right, that's Javante, da da da. And they told me that they got another one in Puerto Plata. But when I was there, when I was going to the one in Puerto Plata, we had like maybe like two, three veterans max going in and out. So it wasn't like a community. I didn't know the community was large like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I felt isolated in Puerto Plata. I was like, man, I don't think
Yeah.
that's the right place for me to be. So let me go move to Sosua where I can be amongst the brothers, where I could wake up in,
Right.
in the morning and just walk straight to the restaurant, and along the way I'm gonna see brothers, dap them up, chop it up, eat together, stuff like that. And that was all beautiful. But that, something about being a Sosua, some veterans can hack it. I mean, some brothers can hack it.
Mhm.
I couldn't really hack it because it was just I needed to be able to shut the noise down, and then whenever I
Yeah.
wanted that noise, be able to go back into it. But ever since I
Yeah.
came out here to Puerto Plata, I haven't really gone back to get into that noise. So I kind of like built a certain life. Um, But when I came out here, I was in Sosua. I was living for about 7 months. I was renting an apartment. It was already furnished. That was pretty cool. I think having a furnished apartment means you can stay light. And
Right.
then at some point, I found a house over here where I can have like one room to be my studio, one place to be like a little mini office. Got my room, got different sections and everything. And then that one came unfurnished, which is what I wanted because out here, you never know how the people renting the house, how they furnish things. It might
Yeah,
be
man.
modern, it might be old, antique, and I kind of like my stuff being modern, and I like design. Like you see these wall panels, I done put these wall panels up, put
Hey
lights
man,
on, other extra stuff.
hey, you a young guy, man. Hey, live your best life, nephew. You like modern. Hey, you're modern, so you should like modern stuff. You know what I'm saying? Don't feel
Yes.
ashamed about that, man. So Sua, like you said, man. So Sua can be a lot, and I moved. I just moved. John and I have a house together. And that was the third time. Yeah, the third time I moving here. And just like you said, my first apartment was in Chetamicos. Now I love the people in Chetamicos, but it was a little too hood for me. Like I can say I'm hood, but it was just a little too much for me. I thought I was built for it tough. The people were nice. I felt safe, but it was just a little too much for your boy. So I shot up the hill, and like you said, the furniture was older. Electricity go out for 2, 3 hours. I don't have electricity. I didn't have a good inverter. My Wi-Fi go out. I was having issues with my landlord, and then we found the spot we're in now, and it's all modern, inverter. So I tell guys, you're not gonna hit on the first one and so out here. If you do, you're lucky. You're gonna have to shop around. You're gonna have to experience some things. You're gonna have to do like you did, do some research. This is not really what I want. So I'm glad you said that and you told the people like, look, I got somewhere. I wasn't comfortable. Santiago, like that place. Brothers, I'm going to Santiago. Do you speak Spanish? Like let's start there. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Do you speak the
yeah,
language?
exactly. Yeah.
And I know you're pretty fluent in it, so you probably would be better off than most. But nah, I really appreciate you putting that out, man. Letting the people know that you are in a foreign country and things are different. You can touch on that if you like.
Right. And so, yeah, I mean, the beautiful thing, well, it's beautiful, but also interesting. The thing that's so crazy about this country is it's a small island.
Yeah.
But the difference between here and America is I can go in the United States, I can go from Miami to LA to New York, Chicago, Dallas, and I still know I'm in the United States. Over here, you can go from Santiago to an hour away to Puerto Plata and you feel like you're in a different country. Puerto
Right.
Plata to Sosua, it feels completely different. So
Hmm.
it's beautiful. And I've been to other areas in the country, like I went to Punta Rusia, and it's very beautiful. And this country got so many beautiful spots. It's designed for romantic stuff. You got a nice little Dominican woman, man.
Say
There,
that. Say
you got, yeah, look, hey,
that.
you ain't gotta work, man. The States they talk about $100 dinner. You gotta take me over here, man. I could take you to a nice little private little island. They got a private island over there.
Man.
And it's very
l-
cheap. 1,000 pesos,
l-
2,000 pesos. You go over there, have a good time, come back, man. Creating everlasting memories.
Yeah, man. No more botanical gardens for me. In the
Yeah,
States, that was my romantic spot, nephew. I'll take a chick to the botanical gardens real quick. Like, let's go look at some flowers. Like, here, I just like, hey, man, let's just walk 2 miles or hop in a car and drive around the corner,
yeah,
and we're in the mountains. And the thing about out here is the people, from my experience, they respect their environment. Um, for the most part. Some little things they could probably work on, but for the most part, when it comes to nature, the wildlife, they don't mess with the wildlife. They don't mess with wild dogs or turkeys or chickens or nothing like that. They let them roam free, live their best life. Even the animals, I say it all the time. Even the animals are on Dominican time here. Like they just be chilling.
yeah. No, real
Like
talk.
they just they're chilling, man. So I love it, man. I'm glad you talked about your experience and stuff. Another question I have for you is financially. What has been the financial impact for you since you moved? You've been here about a year. We've been here about the same
Yeah.
time. What has been the financial impact in the last year for you?
For me, it's been a lot more room in my budget to do everything that I do want to do. And right now, I'm still in the process of bringing equipment in because
Okay.
I'm not trying to ship them all in because I also don't know how they're going to handle the equipment. So I've just been going back and forth lately, bringing
Okay.
compressors, bringing EQs and stuff like that, different music equipment. And so that's the only thing that's kind of like, you know, breaking the bank a little bit, but that's
Yeah.
okay. But other than that, man, I mean, life is just so simple. And the thing is, when I first got here, I was setting that money on fire a little bit because I didn't know how to really move. I was thinking like,
Yeah.
hey, you wake up today, you go to this restaurant, you go to that
Hmm.
you go over here, eat over here. But I soon realized like, oh shoot, this is how these Dominicans living. They pay for this, they pay what? And you know what I mean? The portions are larger for
Yeah.
that rice and chicken. You only paying $3.25. So you calculate that in a whole month, and it's just like you save so much money. Then on a rare occasion, like every 2 weeks or whatever you want, you go out, you can spend a little something, but it'll still always be like less than $50.
Yeah, man.
The dollar really
Yeah.
does stretch over here, and the people over here are very simple as well. That's one thing I love. Um, Even diving back into the topic of women, the women enjoy the simple things. I used to think you had to go over the top with a lot of things, even for their birthday or Valentine's Day. Like I remember for some woman's birthday, just a good female friend that I got. I went to
Mm.
this store, got flowers and balloons. To me as an American, I'm thinking like that's something like
Yeah.
that's just a little,
Yeah.
that's like a car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, people are over there like, wow, like that's so elegant, like that's beautiful. That person's gonna really think you about to ask them to marry you or something like that. I'm like,
Right.
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the simple things that we spend on, people, it goes a long way,
Yeah.
So
It's the appreciation. That was one of the things I speak a lot on my on any of my platforms. Is I've never been appreciated like I have here. Even when we talk about the clinics, right? How they take care of vets over here. Um, I did 24 deployments, got out. I'm dealing with the VA. They treat me like, like I never served a day in my life. And I get here, and it's just like, I don't know if you've seen the old Dave Chappelle. That might be a little bit before your time. I don't know how old that is, but they were just bringing me in, like, come on, we gonna take care of this. We're gonna help you with that. What's your ailments? Do you need any help? The veteran community uh, is the reason I'm still here. That is probably 80% of it because, like you said, you get that brotherhood, the people are together, and then the people here appreciate every little thing you do. So, as a man, I mean, that's really at the end of the day all we really want. So, and the whole everybody does it here for the most part. I don't have too many issues. So that's highly important, man. And I'm glad you're getting to experience that because a lot of young men don't experience that in their life. So
bro,
kudos to the
I'm telling you,
Dominican nation.
that was the biggest surprise. When I first arrived, I went to go check in the Javante. I walk in, they're like, oh yeah, we have veteran services. But I'm thinking something's off, you know what I mean? I'm like,
Right.
they're like, yeah, so you have to sign up here. And I'm like, okay, you need my passport, you need this. And I'm thinking, like, how do they connect to the VA over there and everything?
Mhm.
And then they're like, yeah, over here, you'll get your 2 massages a week. How much do I gotta pay?
Right,
Yeah, I was like, man, what?
right,
Yeah, we got physical therapy, aqua therapy, we got this, we got that. And then that's one thing. So at that point, I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm really living. Nah, it wasn't, bro, I didn't even scratch the surface. And then that's
right.
when you
That's like
find out
going,
about
yeah.
DR vets, you find holistic, you find all these other ones. Oh
Mhm.
yeah, we got meals for you, we do pedicures, we do haircuts, we got group therapy, we do trips. And it's like, bro, and in the cafeteria, the food was amazing. That's when, dude, I tell you, whenever I used to be in the cafeteria, man, I'd be listening to God Did by Jay-Z. I'm over there like,
Living
yeah.
your best life. Living your best life. Yeah.
I was like, yeah, they think we're going corporate now. We just corner boys with the corner office. There, I was on that joint,
and,
man.
and the thing about it is, these clinics realize that medication is not the key to help to being healthy. It is the massages, it is the trips, it is the fellowshipping, it's the horse therapy they're doing, it's the group trips they're doing with a bunch of veterans taking them places they've never been. Like John and I are doing a veterans adventure on the 26th. I could have never did that in the States. It'd been literally impossible for me to get that going in the States. Here, I could just literally text everybody, put out a flyer and say, hey, we'll meet here at this time and this is what we're going to do. And people are going to pull up. And that's something that when we serve, that's how we operate, right? We spend a lot of time with each other when we serve. And then you get out and then it's like, oh man, I'm out here by myself. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the
Right,
VR
exactly.
has brought back to us, man. And it's a blessing, man. I see brothers healthier. You're a healthy brother. Brothers losing weight, skin
And
clearing
look,
up.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah, the
that's
flex on, damn you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's one beautiful thing about it is I feel like even the country does like a good majority of the work that I remember like I'd go to, my appointments and they're like, hey, what do you want to work on today? And I'd be over there sitting thinking like, what problem do I have that I need to work on? Like I'd be forgetting, you know what I mean? But then also in addition to the fact that while we're at the clinic, we're doing a massage, we're doing a physical therapy, we're talking to psychologists all in one go. So like even when you're talking to psychologists, like, hey, what's really bothering you? You kind of like, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like because you already got
Yeah,
the massage that already soothed you out, you got the services and everything. You with other brothers, so you feel everything feels positive to the point like it's hard for you to figure out what is it that's really wrong with you. So it's like that
right.
corrective, maintenance, preventative maintenance.
Definitely, definitely, man. And I'm just glad you got to experience it, man. I'm glad you're experiencing it. I'm glad you're promoting it. It's changed my life. I'm sure it's changed yours as we speak. So I always give this island, these people credit for, bringing a lot of veterans peace, like true peace. Not what they talk about. We throw around this PTSD word a lot, but
Yeah,
here, I mean, you're still going to struggle with what you have. But here, it's kind of like let's sit back and chill, man. Drink a Presidente with the homies and eat some good
yeah.
healthy foods. So it's amazing, man. Another question I want to ask you: if you had to pick three things that you enjoy or love about the DR, what would those be?
Okay, I say first thing first, the people. Um, and this is gonna take like some time to adapt to it for other people who would be their first time here. So I would say the people. I'm gonna explain that. I would say the people, the beaches, and I would say the weather. It's
Okay.
pretty consistent. Now the people, for me, even when am frustrated, the things that people do that frustrate me make me laugh at the same time. You know
Right.
what I mean? So it's the thing where you have to adapt to it, but at the same time, it makes you laugh because you thinking like, how can somebody be thinking like that? Like, for example, if I'm standing in line at a restaurant, somebody cuts you off, you look at it like, yo,
Yeah,
bro,
that's
you don't
cut
see
you off, bro. Yeah.
so you mad,
Yeah.
but at the same time you laugh and you tell them, and then that's another reason like you gotta adapt to it because in our heads as Americans, we be thinking like they did it on purpose, like they meant to
Right.
disrespect. That's just nah. Like if you tell them, hey yo, I was already here, they be like, oh yeah, yeah, I'm sorry. So it's like, oh okay, cool,
Hmm.
whatever. Or somebody like you stand in line and they standing like right on your neck or whatever. You looking back
Yeah.
like,
Ain't no
bro,
personal space over here. Ain't no personal space. Nah.
you be laughing, you be like, man.
Look, you complain about it until she gorgeous, and then you be like, you know what, I'm cool with it. I'm
Yeah,
cool with
yeah, yeah. One time.
it. I'm cool with it.
You're like, come closer, baby.
Yeah. You can stay right. Matter of fact, you can cut me a line. Like it ain't even.
Real talk, man.
Yeah. So you said definitely the people. I always speak on that. You also said the weather. Talk about the weather out here, man.
The weather, even though it can get hot, I like how consistent it is. We're not dealing with hailstorms, tornadoes, earthquakes, even though there have been some in the past, but those are a long time ago, and it wasn't like to a point where it really
Right.
affected us. But especially when we live here in the North Coast, let me tell you a story because, and you were here for that too. There was a time when there was like a hurricane that came in last year in the summer,
Yeah.
and we
Hmm.
were like, oh shoot, we gotta brace for this whole thing, this and that. But because we live right here in the North Coast, the mountains like diverge the storms and like reroute them in a different direction. So we really never get anything. So when the hurricane came, I was thinking it was gonna be flooding, lights power's gonna be out for days and this, that. Nah, nothing happened. I was just like,
Yeah.
I woke up the next day, looked out the window, I'm like, everything good. So
Yeah,
I
man.
like that. In the rain, the sound of the rain is beautiful. When it rains, it looks beautiful. So, you got the trees and everything. Everything's green out here. So, man.
Hmm. Yeah, it's beautiful, man. And then I know you didn't touch on the three things, but I know cost of living is a big one for you too. That's always key. Now,
Oh, yeah.
if you had to change three things, like what are the three things that you were like, you know what, it kind of makes me uncomfortable, but obviously you're dealing with it. So if you could change three things living here, what would it be?
Okay. I would say the structure and everything I'm about to say is like things that if it ever changes, it'll end up just being like America. But I would
Exactly.
say that the structure of things, timeliness, and yeah, the structure, timeliness, just everything that has to deal with organization. Because
Yeah.
I'm so used to, but it's just my American mindset. We're so used to
There you go.
be here at this time. You're gonna leave at this time. You got to go here at this time. And the thing about here is, so like for example, United States, we're used to going from point to point to point. Okay, I'm going to the mall. After that, I'm gonna go get my haircut. After that, I'm going here. Then I'm going home. So we lose out on the interaction. Out here, you're on the way to go to your appointment, and you come across the way, and you got some Dominicans. Hey, hermano mío, amigo mío, dime my way. Mucho tiempo no verte. And it's just like, oh, here we go. I saw you
I
yesterday.
gotta kick it. I gotta kick it, bro. I gotta kick it. You can't look, bro. I could not walk. I try to walk my dog, bro. I was even being like super snobby one day. I was like, man, I don't feel like kicking it. I just want to walk my dog, get home, take a shower, whatever. Bro, next thing I know, it's like 10:30. Bro, I'm out there leaning. I done stopped drinking. They done got me drinking. I'm at my dog sleep. He been eating chicken and rice for the last 3 hours. You know what I'm saying? The next thing I know, I come in at like 10 o'clock. Like, man, I just want to walk my dog, but it's beautiful. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? At the same time, that's how it used to be, even before my time. That's how it used to be, even in the States. So you're 100% on that, man. You can't just walk by a bodega. You can't just walk by none of that stuff. If they know you, you about to kick it. Like
you
that.
got
That's gonna happen. That's gonna
they'll give you
happen.
some stuff for free too. They'll give you some stuff for free. Like
Oh yeah,
if it's like if they having some sort of event or they celebrating anything, they'll call you in. Hey, drink with us. It's on the
hmm
house. Chill with us, and it's just you feel like you're part of family, even though you're not even Dominican. You feel like you're part of a family because they invite you
yeah.
in. All of that stuff. Here's some food. It's that. Hang out with us. You listen to the music. You vibing. You know.
hmm it's a blessing, man. Hey, look, brother, I ain't gonna keep you long. I know you got stuff going on, but what I would love for you to do, shout
Mhm.
out whatever you got going on. If it's your IG, if it's your singles out, I got you on Spotify, man. I listened to one of your songs this morning. So
Okay. Appreciate
yeah,
it.
man, like shout out your music, shout out what you got going on, brother. I'm all about the Veterans in Paradise movement is all about taking y'all talents, bringing us together, showcasing your talents, and letting people see how great veterans really are. Like the military part was part of our life, but we also do other stuff. And a lot of times we're really good at that other stuff because we have the discipline, we have the motivation, we have the training. So when we transfer into something else, we can bring that same energy into another profession or talent or whatever. So, shout out to the people, what you have going on, your tags, whatever you got, brother. Let the people know what you got.
So you already know. Artist name is Al Rashad. Had exactly how you see it on the screen. These are some songs from the process of me developing and everything. So they're kind of old right now. Right now, I'm working with local Dominican talent and trying to help develop them and their sound out of into a different kind of style. So that's coming out. I already have a duo set up where I'm part of the duo. It's called Al Center, so it's AL space SENA, and we're doing some stuff over there and then developing. I'm working with some females, trying to bring them become more confident in their music and everything, and really work with the production elements. And it's more the reason, more the drive of why I've been going to the United States, bringing more equipment in. So still in construction process in my studio, building everything, trying to get everything right, and just want to pump out a lot of good
Hey
stuff.
man, look, nephew, I got 10 good bars for you, bro. I can't give you a cool 16, but I can give you like 10 hot ones. You
Let's
give
get
me a nice beat.
it.
So I can give you something. I can give you something, nephew. Like, look, don't play with me. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you
It
finna
might be
burn the
some.
house down when you spitting them bars, man.
Hey
Yeah.
man,
They were
hey
like, what
look,
happened? Yeah, Keith was rapping here, man. Sergeant
don't do it.
Sosua.
Hey, nephew, let me warn you right now. Don't do that to your music career. Do not put me on one of your tracks. It'd be the worst thing you ever did in your life.
Nah, man.
Don't do
Hey,
that
I'll
to
make you
yourself,
stop
man.
fighting, man. I'll make you stop fighting.
But yeah, but hey, I'm looking forward to your single coming out. Like I said, I'll put everything in the description. Y'all can check him out. Look, nephew out here doing big things, man. This brother's a pilot. He making music. He speaks the language fluently. He stay out of trouble. I'll never see him in a trap. You know what I'm saying? So this he's doing good things. If you're younger, if you're thinking about moving abroad, John just released a book. We'll put that in. Later on, we'll give you some more information on living abroad. Follow him. Please follow our shop. Please follow him, man. If you're younger, you're trying to, you don't have any kids, stuff like that. This is a young brother when it comes to his motivation and things he's doing that you need to watch and need to follow. And he's real open. You're super open about your experiences and things you got going on. So, man, salute to you. I appreciate your time, man. If you ever need nothing, anything, reach out to Unc, man. But I told you, I give you a couple bars, bro. That's it. And
Hey,
that's all I got for you. And a little bashada, and a little bashada on the side.
okay. Hey, I
That's what's
appreciate
up,
you for
man.
having me on, man.
Hey,
Y'all
I
stay
appreciate you,
blessed.
man. And we gonna get up, man. We got to get up soon.
You already know. Take it
All right,
easy.
I appreciate you, nephew. Have a blessed day, brother.
All right, you
So I thank everybody for tuning in again. Please go to veteransinparadise.com, sign up for our free membership. We're also this Saturday doing a veterans event. We do these after every 3 months. So we do our veterans event every 3 months, and then we do a veterans adventure right after our events. Please check us out. My roommate, my battle buddy John, he just had a book come out. We're going to start pushing that out. Veterans living abroad. Uh, when I tell you the book is going to be packed with information and a lot of the questions that people are asking me, if he's going to cover in that book. So please check that out. I appreciate everybody's time. I appreciate everybody. Be blessed. I'm still in Sosua, the most beautiful place I've been in my life. And y'all have a blessed day. This song Sosua out.